Seattle is a major tech hub. It's no joke that there's a ton of tech activity in Seattle, and it's becoming one of the world leading places for technology. That's why today we're talking all about what you need to know if you're moving to Seattle for tech. Hey there, it's Brendan Klaus, your favorite Seattle area realtor, and today we're talking all about how to get ready to move to Seattle if you're in the tech world. One reason that I'm super passionate about this is because I used to work at Microsoft, and so tech is a really big part of my past work history, but it's also a big part of my clients' lives because a lot of them work in the tech industry. And so I have a lot of familiarity with helping them and also what they're looking for in a home and when they're moving around Seattle. So today we're talking about your ultimate guide to moving to Seattle if you're in the tech industry. Let's start with a few high-level stats. So there are over 500 tech companies in the Puget Sound. The average tech salary here is about $180,000, and the population of Seattle, downtown specifically, is about 750,000 people. I almost said dollars. And a little weather information, because we're gonna talk a bit about lifestyle. 152 days per year it rains here in Seattle. Why is Seattle such a great place for tech professionals? Seattle combines the world-class tech industry with a really incredible quality of life. So it's a tech hub, so it's home to Amazon, Microsoft, and hundreds of startups. So it's really a thriving tech economy here. There is a ton of natural beauty in Seattle. So whether you're looking for mountains, forests, water, you've got it all. It's great for anyone who's really interested in outdoor activities because there is a ton here. The coffee culture is absolutely unmatched in Seattle. You know that Starbucks started here, but it's way beyond that now. And I actually don't like Starbucks anymore because there's so much other coffee here that's really great. Also, there's no state income tax here. For a tech professional, when you're getting paid here in Washington, it can be financially attractive because there's not any income tax here in Seattle or in Washington in general. There's totally a diverse community here. It's a ton of different cultures. There's a ton of different types of groups in Seattle that support a diverse culture. And then it's also obviously an innovative hub. So there's a ton of research, AI development, and there are also a lot of emerging technologies in Seattle. So let's turn a little bit to where are the best places for tech professionals in Seattle to live. So I'm gonna break down 6 different neighborhoods and kind of why you might want to live in those as a tech professional. First of all is Capitol Hill, obviously very hip and trendy. Capitol Hill has super vibrant nightlife and the coffee culture is really unmatched. Capitol Hill costs about $2,500 to $4,000 a month for your living expense. There's a ton of public transit there, and then it's definitely a younger community. It's a lot of young professionals, and it is a ton of culture there. Now, Belltown, or close to downtown, is about $2,800 to $5,000 a month, and it's more high-rise living. It's definitely gives you the ability to walk to a lot of different things. There is a ton of transit there as well, but you're also going to find more of the luxurious amenities in some of these high-rise buildings. So it's definitely more an urban lifestyle, closer to the waterfront and closer to a lot of the tech offices. Fremont is the third neighborhood, so it's a little quirky and fun. Fremont is about $2,200 to $3,500 a month. It's definitely more unique character, definitely kind of an artsy scene. You get a little bit more space for your money, and then you're a bit closer to nature. You have like the Burt Gilman Trail. If you're more into like an art scene, this could be a good place for you. Now, Ballard is basically the foodie's paradise. Ballard has all the best restaurants. It's about $2,400 to $4,200 a month to live in Ballard. So restaurants, breweries, it is very close to the old like shipping canal. So there's a lot more areas that have been turned from industrial into residential. It definitely has different generations living in it. And it's a little easier to park and drive in Ballard because it's a bit more spread out. And like I said, it used to be industrial. It's definitely a more relaxed neighborhood feel, and it's easy to access for food, which is awesome. Now, South Lake Union, this is really like tech central in South Lake Union. So it's about $3,000 to $5,500 a month. It's super close to Amazon, obviously, and other tech offices that have opened up there. It's more modern high rises as well. And then definitely a lot of transit out of South Lake Union. And then it's perfect if you do work at Amazon and you want to be close to the office, definitely South Lake Union could be a great fit for you. And then last but not least, we have Queen Anne, which is a little bit more upscale, I'd say. Queen Anne is about $2,600 to $4,800 a month. Definitely great views if you're on Queen Anne Hill. You can see over into the water and over to West Seattle. A little quieter in the streets, close to Seattle Center. So if you want to go to hockey games, or if you're interested in the ballet or the music scene, Seattle Center could be better, and definitely a little more upscale dining and shopping, but super easy access to downtown and South Lake Union because all you have to do is drive down the hill. Let's talk a little bit about what attracts people in tech to Seattle. There's kind of a variety of different industries here. So all the way from tech giants to innovative startups, there's a ton of opportunities. So Amazon obviously is one of the biggest employers here with over 75,000 employees in the area, followed by Microsoft, which is about 50,000. And then Meta is a little over 5,000 employees, and Google with over 4,000 employees in the area. So definitely a lot of big giant companies. But then you also have the startup scene, you have a ton of networking, and then you do have a lot of remote or hybrid work culture here. Even though Amazon has called for the return to office, there is still a lot of that culture. Now, when you're talking about salary ranges for tech workers in Seattle, software engineer is anywhere from 120 to 200 approximately. A senior software engineer, 180 to 350, so a little higher there. Data scientist, about 140 to 250K, and then product manager, 160 to 300, as well as engineering manager, 200 to 400. So definitely a wide variety of salaries, and that leads us to cost of living. So housing in Seattle can be anywhere for a studio from $1,800 to about $2,500. Now these are averages. One bedroom about $2,200 to $3,500, and then two bedroom $3,000 to $5,000, and then house if you want to buy it, you're looking at probably single family home $800 to about $1.2 million. As far as transportation, the Metro Pass in Seattle is $136 a month approximately. You might want to budget anywhere from $15 to hundreds of dollars for Uber and Lyft because it is pretty expensive in Seattle. And then parking you need to think about, especially if you're going downtown or going to close to Amazon, about $200 to $400 a month. So those are things you need to think about. Now, the daily expenses, you want to think about things like coffee in Seattle, anywhere from $5 to $8, lunch $12 to $18, dinner $25 to $45. If you're having drinks at dinner, I would definitely increase that number. And then groceries, anywhere $400 to $600 a month, depending on what you're looking for. So like recommended budget for comfortable living in Seattle can be anywhere from around $8,000 to $12,000 a month. Now for other parts of the country that might sound really high, but that's about where it would be comfortable on average. In Seattle, fall and winter, there is frequent rain. Like I said, over 150 days a year there's rain, but in the spring and summer, we're in summer right now, it's dry. It's anywhere from 60 to 80. Doesn't quite hit where you need air conditioning yet, although that is changing a little bit. And then there's tons of outdoor activities. So you can go hiking in Seattle, you can go boating, you can paddleboard, sailing, you can ski really close at Snoqualmie and Crystal, a ton of biking trails and even urban cycling trails, and then rock climbing is a big thing here as well. Some other things that are really great about Seattle, the food scene is incredible. It's really, really good here. There is some arts and culture in Seattle, which can be great if you're looking for things to do on the weekend. And then we're getting more with our professional sports team. So we already have the Seahawks, Sounders, and the Mariners, but we just got the hockey team. So that has been really cool to see as well. So lots of stuff to see in Seattle. If you are thinking about moving to Seattle, here's kind of your 3 steps that you need to take to get started. First, you need to research and plan. So you want to research your neighborhoods. You want to connect with Seattle tech groups probably and learn a little bit about what's going on. Start job hunting and planning your budget. Number 2, you want to visit and explore. So take a house hunting trip. You can do that with me, obviously. Reach out if you want to start that process, and then experience the different neighborhoods during that process. And you also want to make sure to test your commute route. So I definitely recommend this, especially if you're commuting to a tech office. It's really important to make sure to test that route during high traffic time, so during rush hour. And then you can meet some locals, network a bit. And then number 3, make it official. So you want to secure your housing and your job, update your address and documents, obviously, and then get your driver's license and join the communities and start work. So that's a little overview of what's going on in the Seattle area and why a tech professional might want to move to Seattle, and a little step-by-step guide on how to get it started. So if you are thinking about moving to Seattle and you want more information information, be sure to reach out. And if you are thinking about purchasing a home in Seattle, I'd love to be of service to you. You can text or email me to set up a free consultation over Zoom. We can talk about what you're looking for, when you want to visit, and what's going to make most sense for you in terms of the neighborhoods that are here and what you want your lifestyle to look like. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you again next time. I'm Brennan Klaus.